So tonight was the Oscars. It was very bizarre. I'm not going to talk about it because I didn't see any of the movies except for Mad Max and Creed. Creed didn't win and Mad Max won the most. So, hey. Um, and the two films directed by women that were feature films that were nominated did not win. So, what are you going to do? My answer is watch a Denzel Washington movie because, just because the Oscars took 8 hours of my life today does not mean I don't have time for movies that don't win Oscars. So I watched a Denzel Washington Carl Franklin movie. Unfortunately, not Devil with a Blue Dress, which is like, ow, I gotta adjust. Sorry, one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's a great movie. This was not the best movie I've ever seen, but it wasn't terrible either. Although it cost $50 million to make, and there's a reason they don't make movies like this anymore at that budget. Because often they turn out like this, where you're like, why did this cost $50 million? I don't know. It's an original screenplay by someone named David Collard. I'm not sure what else he's done. And it's sort of similar in the noirish sense of what they did together with Devil in a Blue Dress, where a detective is trying to, well, he wasn't a detective in Devil in a Blue Dress, but where a detective got himself in some shit and he's trying to get himself out and a lady is involved. It's very noir, except it's a neo-noir. So the femme fatale, played by Sanaa Lathan, but added to that, you have the added stress of him being about to get divorced by his wife, who is also a detective, played by Eva Mendes. Also, he's not a detective, he's the chief of police, but, they're both cops. So there's that dynamic going on. There's Sanaa Lathan, who may or may not be dead. Dean Cain as an abusive ex-football player husband. Fantastic. And then the guy from Voyager, John Billingsley, as the, what's it called? Comic relief best friend guy. So as a lover of noir, I enjoyed that this took a lot of noir tropes and tried to marry it with like a mid 2000s detective thriller. Franklin has some directorial choices and some like swoops of cameras and things that I really appreciated. I also think it was a lovely choice to have Legally Blonde playing in the background at one point in a hotel room. Little choices like that. Fantastic. And he makes Florida look really beautiful in this film. I don't know that it 100% succeeds in what it was trying to do as a movie, but I enjoyed it for the whole hour and 40 minutes. So, it's definitely the kind of film I think I would normally probably like watch on TBS. Like if I was in college and it was on TBS, I'd watch it. It sort of feels like that kind of movie as opposed to like seeking it out, although I did seek it out. You can rent it on Amazon. I watched it on Cinemax, so if you have Cinemax Go, you can watch it on there. You can rent it on Amazon. If you're a fan of Denzel, a fan of Sanaa Lathan, a fan of Eva Mendes, or a fan of noir, Carl Franklin, any of those things, you will not hate watching this movie. It's enjoyable on several fronts. It's from 2003. I definitely need to go to bed now. This was Carl Franklin's Out of Time, starring the one, the only, Mr. Denzel Washington.